Hi, my bumblebees, it's Ethony and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am a modern witch and tarot reader, and today I'm going to be sharing a New Year's spell that you can cast just before the new calendar year on any year to bless your life in every single aspect, or pillars as I like to call them. For this spell, I do recommend that you cast this on New Year's Eve, and you cast it close-ish to midnight if you can make it all the way to midnight. And so therefore you have it all set and ready in the universe before it clicks over into a new year. Now, before I go through all of the things you're going to need for the spell, remember, you can always substitute something that's in the spell that I'm using for something else. You can consult a book like the Llewellyn's big book of, or complete book of correspondences, I mean, she thick, which is a great book to find correspondences, or just consult the Oracle of Google to find out what you can use in place for what I have. This spell is so simple that you can also do it with a bunch of your friends and you can make it a fun new tradition. So this is what you're going to need to gather for your spell, and make sure you have absolutely everything in front of you before you begin. First thing you're going to need are 2 blank envelopes and cards, or pieces of paper. I'm using cards because I have a lot of these sets in my craft stash, so I'm using these 2 little babies. You're going to need some markers or pens. Now I'm using something that's a little thicker because I'm using quite thick cardstock. You will need a candle and a lighter. I have my trusty lighter down here. You're going to need a wax sealing kit. So you can get these, it's very in at the moment, so you can get them pretty much everywhere. So you'll need some way to melt your wax. You can even just do it over a candle. It doesn't need to be one of these little holders. Your spoon, the little wax pellets or pebbles or stick. You can even get a little wax stick, and a seal. I've got a bee, of course, little bumblebee. And you're going to need to find a symbol or a gemstone or a charm that represents the different pillars of your life. So I've got coins here to represent prosperity and wealth. So I've just got a couple of quarters and a dime. You can use any coins. You can even use paper money, but we don't have a lot of paper money here in Canada. I have got a 4-leaf clover charm to represent good luck. I have a star charm to represent the pentacle for protection. I have a tree charm to represent good health, and I have a heart charm to represent love and friendship and relationships. So you can use little stones as well. So you could use citrine for wealth, you could use black tourmaline or smoky quartz for protection, rose quartz for love, health green aventurine or jade, and good luck you could use a pyrite. So use whatever you have. The reason why I'm using charms is because they're going to fit quite easily inside of the envelope, because you're going to use these charms and they're going to be pretty much out of commission for the whole entire year for you to anchor your spell. So be aware, don't put in a nice piece of citrine jewelry and be like, I want to use it, because it's going to be sealed away. So that's everything you're going to need. And it's a pretty simple spell. So now I'm going to go through each one of the steps. So the first thing you're going to do is to call in your protection. So you might want to cast a circle or call in your spirit guides, your beings of light, your higher self, however you want to do that for yourself and the people who are doing this spell. It doesn't have to be massive fanfare, especially if you're doing it with friends. You might just want to simply close your eyes and call it in your own mind, and it doesn't have to be something you outwardly verbalize, or you could go full out and cast your circle. The second thing you're going to do is take one of the blank cards and envelopes. Then you're going to write the year it is current. So I'm doing this in 2020. So I'm going to write a big old 2020 on the envelope so that you know exactly what one, which one is which. Do this first because, I mean, you probably won't forget, but just do that first. And then you're going to write inside the card everything that you want to leave behind in 2020. Any relationships that are dead and over, any habits, any limiting self-beliefs, any drama, any things you've been complaining about nonstop, any health issues. I know this is a tiny little card, but and I just write really small, but really this is a wonderful kind of cathartic thing to do anyway, to really let it get it off your chest and spend the time in sacred space to allow yourself to vent those sorts of things. So you're going to write all the things that you want to leave in 2020 in this card. Now, remember, when you're doing this for different years, obviously just adopt it to every other year. I want to leave the pandemic in 2020. How about you all? And then you're going to pop it in the envelope, and then you're going to, light this little candle. Watch me burn myself. Oh no, is she going to burn herself? You can do it. Yeah. I've still got my thumb. So you're going to place your little candle, little wax dude, and I find like 3 of these is pretty good. Now I'm using green for both the past year and the coming year's seal, because green is healing in regards to its color magic. So I don't want to be like 2020 was all awful. It wasn't great, but there was some really positive parts to it, and I want to release those things with love and not have it be something bitter. So while the wax is melting, I want you to close your eyes and just visualize all of those things that you have in your 2020 or whatever year you're doing this envelope, just drifting away from you. Whether you need to cut some cords or put it in a bubble and blow it away in your mind's eye, whatever it may be, just take the time while the wax is getting ready and really allow it to be seen as much as possible in your mind's eye as leaving you. She's melting. Now you're going to, she's smoking hot, get it? Puns. As you seal the envelope, you're going to say, what no longer serves, I bless and release. It moves away, so freedom increase. What no longer serves, I bless and release. It moves away, so freedom increase. What no longer serves, I bless and release. It moves away, so freedom increase. May this spell not reverse nor place upon me any curse. May all astrological correspondences be correct, and for everyone's highest good. So mote it be. And if you're worried about remembering that, it's in the text. So you don't have to worry about remembering what I just said. It will be in the text. All right. So now you have your sealed 2020 envelope. And when you magically seal something with wax, you're properly sealing this away. So you're going to pop that to the side. Oh my gosh, that bee is so pretty. She's so pretty. And you're going to now want your charms and your next one. So now we're going to write 2021 on the envelope. It's a 2021 envelope. You're going to take your first charm, which is the money charm. You're going to hold it in your non-dominant hand, so I'm left-handed. Sit and think about the money blessings that you would like, the prosperity blessings that you would like in the coming year. Do you have a financial goal? Do you want to pay off a loan? Do you want to be debt-free? Like whatever that may be. And while you're holding the charm, I want you to write down a statement about your wealth goals in 2021. And then you will want to pop it in the envelope. Then you're going to take your tree or the next one, it doesn't have to be in order, and you're going to write your health goals. So while you're focusing on your trinket or whatever you've selected to be your representative of health, and you're going to write whatever your health goals are. So maybe you want to work out more or move more, or I actually really kind of hate that I'm going to lose weight one, because it's really intangible and it's usually something that people set themselves up to fail. So better to be like, I want to move more, or I want to walk once a day for 20 minutes or something that's actually, a little bit more tangible than I'm going to lose weight. Not that I'm not guilty of that. So you're going to take your next one, so say protection, and write about your protection goals and write it as if it has already happened. So in 2021, I am protected at all times. I am protected while I am traveling. I'm protected while I'm at work. I'm protected while I'm at home. I'm protected while I sleep. And so are my loved ones. Something simple like that. And then you're going to place it into your envelope and do the same for the final two, whichever final two you have. So I'm just going to give you another example of a good affirmation to write into your card for love. If you're already in a relationship, you can say, in 2021, my connections to my loved ones deepen and strengthen. If you're looking for love in 2021, I'm open to love. Something like that, or be very specific. You want to meet, your future husband, wife, person, And then once you finish writing everything, you're going to pop that in with all the trinkets. Now you can see why I chose charms, because look, it seals away quite nicely. And then we're going to do something very similar that we did with the other little envelope. We're going to melt some more wax. We're going to grab some of these little pellets, boop, 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 and let that simmer, let that melt. And as it's melting, close your eyes and imagine 2021 or the next year as you would be when all of those things are manifesting. How will it feel to have reached those goals? And that's why making them as tangible as possible is really important. Because if I can't put, I want to marry Chris Hemsworth as a goal for 2021, when everyone knows that's not going to happen. So, and I'm not just saying that I'm not good enough to have someone like Chris Hemsworth, but he's married and has kids and is in another country, and let's just not even, that's like a ridiculous thing to put into something. So you want to put something that's tangible, because you don't want to sabotage yourself with your magic. You want it to be something that you can really feel into. Now we're going to seal this envelope and we're going to say our charm, which is, I bless my life, I manifest, I bring into being the very best. I bless my life, I manifest, I bring into being the very best. I bless my life, I manifest, I bring into being the very best. I bless my life, I manifest, I bring into being the very best. May all astrological correspondences be correct for this, working for the highest good of all. So mote it be. And then we allow that to dry. And then you're going to place this little boffin for the new year on your altar to anchor it. So what I mean by that is, it is like an attracting magnet. It's going to bring all the things that you have put in here into your life. So if you have it on your altar somewhere, it's going to be somewhere that is in your space, and it's going to constantly be bringing good things into your life. I would be popping this somewhere that people can't disturb it or open it, because that would break the spell. So pop it somewhere that it's not going to be disturbed, but it is constantly in your area. With your coming year envelope, don't open it until at least the end of that year. So leave it until you want to do this spell again or another similar spell for the new year for 2022, for example. Then you can open it and see how far you came. You can even put a little love note in there for yourself if you wanted to. Oh, love me a good little pep note. So don't open that until you're ready to do another spell for the coming year, and leave that on your altar. For the past year, you're going to bury at a crossroad if you can, or you're going to compost it. I would keep it sealed if you can. With the compost, you might not be able to seal, you might not be able to compost the wax, but you can recycle the paper. A crossroad is just that, it's a crossroad. So if you live somewhere where you can go out and bury this at the crossroads of a street or crossroads of a path that you might hike a lot, but you want to do that really respectfully of the land you're on, and also safely. You know, you don't want to get in trouble for littering, and you want to do it with as much reverence and respect. Do not just go and chuck this in a river somewhere or something. That's not cool. You're going to piss off the river spirits. So dispose of this really thoughtfully, but you do want to have this away from you. I even had the notion of like mailing it off to Santa or like to a penguin in the South Pole, and just like, you know, mail it off to some, and then it's gone, you know, so you can also do that. But that is a really, really easy spell. I hope you enjoyed this spell. I know I went through this really quickly. Take your time with it. Talk to your friends about your goals and things you want to leave behind if you're doing this with your squad, and really just allow yourself that sacred space time during the coming New Year festivities. Let me know if you use the spell below in the comments, or if you have done spells like this before, and give me a thumbs up too. Really appreciate it. And I'll see you all next time.